bitches go.
We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Boxing Ego Unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Canelo versus Sergey Kovalev. Will it happen next? We don't know, but stay tuned for this update. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, the channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. ESPN Plus, sign up below. Link is in the description. Helps the channel. I am an affiliate. Last weekend, Kovalev, who we're going to be talking about in this video, fought Anthony Yarde, and it was definitely one of the fight of the years. I really enjoyed it, at least, you know, as far as the main event. Now, Mike Coppinger, link in the description, he posted this tweet. It says, sources tell The Athletic that Sergey Kovalev's team is balking at November 2nd as a date for a fight with Canelo Alvarez after a taxing win over Anthony Yarde. You know, he just fought on Saturday in Russia. However, DAZN and Canelo are intent on November 2nd for Canelo Alvarez's return. There's a career high purse for Kovalev that hangs in the balance. Now, we're going to talk about this. We heard the rumors that these two have been talking. Canelo, his team, Golden Boy, Main Events, Top Rank, and Kovalev. Bob Arum's talked about it. You know, we've heard people from Golden Boy, you know, or sources in the industry say that this is something they were trying to get done. Canelo wants to set history and be, you know, I guess a 3-belt simultaneous champion, and, you know, be the first Mexican fighter to have titles in certain divisions, whatever his goal is, right? So that's the latest. To do that, he's targeting Kovalev, you know, and Kovalev just beat Anthony Yarde by stoppage. It was a, you know, it was a gutsy performance. Kovalev impressed because Kovalev was badly hurt in round 8. And he weathered the storm. You know, in the past, people had this stigma that when the going gets tough, who is Kovalev? You know, he's a front runner. So that being in with the, you know, a strapping, young, in shape type of fighter with power, getting hurt and weathering it, you know, that was good for Kovalev's brand. But now, you know, according to the sources and stuff with The Athletic, they're trying to get Kovalev to have a real quick turnaround and fight November 2nd. He just fought on Saturday. So he would have to really, you know, chill for a couple of days and then probably get back into camp real soon to be fighting by November 2nd, you know. And this is the date that, you know, Canelo, Golden Boy, and DAZN want to keep. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I don't know if they would want to do it. So on one hand, you can say, oh, it's an opportunity to face Kovalev. I mean, for Kovalev to face Canelo, and you're going to get a career high payday from it. But on the other hand, you just had a tough, grueling fight, and they're not trying to give you nothing. You know, they're not trying to give you any type of advantages. You know, you just fought. You're going to just jump right back into camp. You know, and it's getting real bothersome, especially I've noticed this on DAZN a lot, and with the stars, Anthony Joshua and Canelo Alvarez. You know, Anthony Joshua, well, I guess Joshua's situation wasn't kind of his fault. But Gerald Miller failed a drug test, and then, you know, Andy Ruiz, he only was given 5-6 weeks. So that was kind of, you know, another person's fault. But it's just, it's unfortunate for these mishaps and these little things to happen where, you know, a fighter has to have quick turnarounds. Like, it's like the business is overtaking the boxing, the sport of boxing. It's like these supposed to be mega fights. They're not even being like orchestrated, and they're not, I don't know. I just feel like there's no thought put into them. It's just like, boom, boom, we can make some money. And it's like, boom, we fighting. And there's no time to really even build it beyond anything. Some people aren't even really spending the money. Some promotional outfits and stuff aren't really even spending the money to properly build it. And, you know, it's just, to me, that's kind of crazy. And it's unfortunate for boxing. You know, it's unfortunate for boxing because I think fights deserve proper buildups. Now Canelo wants to have Kovalev fight, but he's gonna have to have a super quick turnaround, you know, and that's kind of unfair to Kovalev. Canelo's just been waiting in the wind, you know, in the wings and shit. He ain't fought since May. He's staying in good shape. Plus, it's a move up, so it's really not probably much of a weight cut, if any, you know, that he's gonna be doing. And then meanwhile, Kovalev was just in a tough ass fight with Anthony Yarde. Yes, he got the stoppage, but it took 11 rounds to do it. Anthony Yarde was doing some really good work, and you know, he just did good work early in the fight. Kovalev was winning on the scorecards, but it wasn't no one-sided Floyd Mayweather type of domination where Kovalev was untouched. Again, he was badly hurt in round 8. And then now he has to like, oh, you want to fight Canelo? You want this opportunity? DAZN's not willing to push the date back to November 14th or 16th, whatever that Saturday is, you know, the end of the month, anything like that, December. They just, you know, all the advantages have to go to Canelo. And I think that a lot of fans kind of check out when the board is being manipulated, like rehydration clauses and quick turnarounds and stuff. People just want to see good fights. So I don't know how this will play out. I still think that Canelo is targeting Kovalev because he likes the style matchup. You know, Demetrius Andrade and Charlo, those are different style matchups to Kovalev. Those guys are undefeated, never been stopped, look fresher. Not just them, Caleb Plant, you know, David Benavidez, Caleb Smith, all these guys are undefeated, bigger, strong, most of them, you know, and have unique styles where we in being the fact that they're undefeated, we don't really know what troubles them to the point where they lose, because as pros, they've figured a way to get it done and impress the judges or get a knockout to the point where it hasn't went to, you know, the scorecards or the judges were content giving them the win. Meanwhile, Kovalev, we've seen him hurt before. We just seen him hurt Saturday. You know, it's a good performance, but you know, at the end of the day, he was badly hurt, and he's improved his social standing, I guess, with his last 2 performances, because he did good in the Eliter Alvarez, all things considered, the fact that he got stopped in the first fight and then he came back and beating a young lions in the camp, Anthony Yarde. Those were good redemptions, but we cannot forget that just before that, people were saying Kovalev was finished. He needs to hang him up, and you know, his career was at a crossroads. So now, you know, I just feel like Canelo is trying to pick and choose and put on the big events. Like I told you, everybody wants to be Money Mayweather, but they don't want to go through the Pretty Boy Floyd stages. You know, Floyd Mayweather as Pretty Boy Floyd, he fought everybody that he needed to fight, you know, and then he started putting on big events. And even when he was doing that, he wasn't, people always say this cherry picking shit. He was not picking and choosing like non-respected people, Cotto's and Maidana. Maidana was a champion, you know, Cotto, and at a higher weight. So, you know, people have these misconceptions as if Floyd was cherry picking his way towards the end of his career and all this bullshit. Stop it, you know. So it'll be interesting. The other thing is this: if Kovalev and his team are like, nah, we want sufficient time, and they can't settle on a new date, or, you know, if Kovalev's team say, hey, you just made some good money, you were in a tough fight. Like he was it's not like Kovalev went out there, bow, and hit Yarde and knocked him out in the first round. Then the quick turnaround wouldn't be as bad, but that's a really quick turnaround when you were in an 11 round fight that was competitive and grueling and taxing with minimal time to relax, spend time with your family. I think he got some legal things going on in the background, you know, so it looks like Canelo's team wants the advantage. But if Kovalev's people, I would do, man, if people want to play the game, I would play the game. If I'm Kovalev's team, this is my opinion. If I'm Kovalev's team, you have to realize that you just enhanced your brand by stopping your mandatory in that fashion with the jab, really, you know, and you're a champion. You're a champion in that weight class. Canelo isn't. So I feel if I was Kovalev and main events the top rank, of course, everybody wants to get some money and stuff, and it's a hell of an opportunity to to try to fight a name like Canelo. But people need to understand that Canelo's not in the driver's seat. Golden Boy's not in. This ain't Golovkin, you know, where you like you must do as I say type stuff. I think Kovalev has some pull because again, Golovkin's fighting Derevyanchenko for a belt. So just as much as you want the Canelo bag and stuff like that, you should make them, and this is just my opinion, Kovalev's people should really make Canelo's people bend because they need him just as bad as far as I'm concerned, because who the fuck is Canelo going to fight? Canelo said he wanted to fight again this year, right? He already gave up the Mexican date that he begged for. See, what happens is you're supposed to beat Floyd to get the dates. You know, that's how it happens. Like Highlander, you beat this person, you inherit their power. You had an opportunity to beat Floyd. You came up way short. Then you inherited the Mexican dates based on your heritage and the fact that Floyd had retired. And then now you couldn't even fulfill the date by getting a cracking fight. You know, you got one for May with Jacobs, and then you couldn't get one and your team couldn't get it handled by September. You know, even though we know in advance when you're trying to fight, you know, so to me, it's just been a little bit sloppy, like the way the business is conducted. You knew last year that Canelo wanted to fight on those Mexican dates, May and September. How hard is it to have orchestrated this with Kovalev with plenty of time to spare? You could have had it like talks going on behind the scenes. Hey, if we get past Danny Jacobs, we want to fight you, Kovalev. And instead, they drew out the Yarde fight with Kovalev, thinking like, you know, oh, we could fight Canelo for more money, but then they got the runaround with low ball offers and shit like that. So it's just, to me, it's just been a bit messy. But if I'm Kovalev's people, I would know my position and I would realize that Canelo needs you because he just became the franchise champion, got stripped of the WBC, right? He was supposed to fight Derevyanchenko, but he was so busy trying to fight Kovalev for whatever reason that the negotiations stalled out. By the time he got to Derevyanchenko, he was too close to the deadline, and you know they didn't have enough time to get on the same page negotiations wise. So you got stripped to the IBF. You gave up the Mexican dates, you know. So Canelo's not really in a position where he's looking great right now, and you know you can't let them for money. In my opinion, if I'm Kovalev's people, I would not let them just fully dictate. I know it's an opportunity, and I know, but Wilder, he's the same thing. He took a gamble on himself. He got offered $100 million for 3 fights. That's not horrible money, you know, but he made the right decision, in my opinion, like I said from the beginning, because Anthony Joshua just lost to Ruiz and about to fight him in Saudi Arabia. So what would Wilder be doing over there on DAZN? They're allegedly supposed to give him, you know, 20 million for this fight, 40 million, 40 million, presumably because he was going to fight Joshua. But now that Joshua lost and he's tied up, then, you know, it doesn't really even make sense for Wilder to be over there. He about to fight on pay-per-view and shit. So as far as I'm concerned, I think Kovalev has some leverage. Obviously, he's not the A side here. That would be Canelo and Golden Boy. But to me, Canelo's not in a peachy keen position. Kovalev's stock is high. He just beat Lions in the camp. And Anthony Yarde, might I add, Anthony Yarde's profile, I think even in defeat and loss, was boosted up. I don't think Yarde, he lost, but this is what fans want. This is what fans want. If you are going to lose, you fought in a man's backyard, you fought a veteran, you fought a puncher, you fought your style of fight, you didn't give up, you know, you went out on your shield. So Yarde's stock is high. Kovalev's stock is high because he outboxed a formidable guy. Yarde's stock is high because he probably did better than a lot of people even surmised or even thought he could do. You get what I'm saying? But Canelo, like I said, he got stripped of 2 belts, and this franchise had people like, what the hell? The Danny Jacobs fight, you know, to me, it left more to be desired. I expected more from that particular fight, just me personally. I thought it was going to be more like, you know, combustible, but it really wasn't. And then now you had failed negotiation, been stripped. So I wouldn't, if I'm Kovalev's people, I would not let Canelo like punk you and then, you know, force you. If you are going to fight on that date, I would make them give me more money. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, whatever you offer me, I need 5 more than that, you know? Because it's like Canelo's just trying to have every single advantage. I don't know. They have to fight. If they're fighting for Kovalev's title, it has to be at 175. But Canelo's been known to place a rehydration clause on bigger opponents. So if Canelo's team is trying to do all that type of shit, you should really consider if you can be available with that quick of a turnaround. And if so, if I'm Kovalev's people, I would tax, pay like you weigh, because Kovalev's stock is high from the way he performed against who he performed against. And that's just how I see it. Meanwhile, Canelo, who is he going to fight? Is he going to fight Demetrius Andrade if this Kovalev fight doesn't go? Because Golovkin's fighting Derevyanchenko. Charlo, he hasn't really showed interest in trying to fight Charlo. I don't think anyone wants to see a Jaime Munguia Canelo fight at all right now. Jaime Munguia hasn't even fought at 160. So I think Kovalev has some leverage here. So you just in this game, it's a cutthroat business. You can't let people punk you. You got to go with the flow and go with the tide. And Kovalev, I think he has some leverage here, man. I really do. Canelo's the A side, no doubt. I'm not questioning that. But Kovalev, I think Kovalev has some leverage here where just don't let people take advantage of you. That's my message. Let me know what you guys think. That's my thoughts. We'll see how it plays out. If he fights him, he fights him. I still think it's an advanced cherry pick because you listen to people like Andre Ward. I did a video about it. He just said, oh, great job for Kovalev. He should try to take the Canelo money and then peace out. Because I think most people would say Kovalev, the days of Kovalev, the pure crusher, he used to touch people and they go away type of shit. Now people look like they can deal with his power. Maybe he's not as confident. He's been hurt. We've seen it. He was looking like a robot or some shit, like some cyborg sent to destroy folks. You know what I'm saying? But now we've seen the vulnerabilities. We've seen him unravel and then, climb back up the mountain. So props to him for that. But at age 36, he got some mileage on him. And Canelo has done well with the style I feel that Kovalev presents. So Dimitri Bivol calling you out. He said he'll even go to 168. He's a champion hard puncher at 175. Artur Beterbiev's a puncher at 175. He's about to fight Vodstick. Why not fight the winner of that? You know what I'm saying? No interest there. Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez, two Mexican fighters out of Mexico. He just moved to 75. That would be a big fight. Even the guys at 60, Charlo, Andrade, Triple G's about to fight Derevyanchenko. So guys at 68, Caleb Smith. I just think there's so many options. David Benavidez, Darrell winner. Why are you so tunnel visioned in on Kovalev? It just doesn't really make sense to me. But off of Kovalev's win, this is probably what they're trying to do because, again, they were already gunning for him from the jump. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. We working. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.